Right, in this video we're going to be looking at angles at a point, so basically calculating what the angle will be given another angle. So you can see here at point O we have a point, and then we have lines coming off it, and there's angles being formed between those lines there. Now these definitions you need to have as a part of your glossary words, but if you like you can also cut them out and stick them straight into your bound reference. It's up to you. But this is a fantastic bit of a resource because you're constantly getting these words and you'll just forget them. So adjacent angles are side by side and share a vertex and an arm. So adjacent just means next to each other. Okay, so A and B are next to each other. B and C are next to each other. All right, complementary angles sum to 90 degrees. So you can see here that angle at A and angle at B is equal to 90 because that is a 90 degree or a right angle in there. Supplementary adjacent angles sum to 180 degrees. So you can see here if you start from one line and go to the other, back to the same line, it's 180 degrees. So here A and B is equal to 180. Angles in a revolution sum to 360. So we have A and B, and then we're doing a full revolution there. So it's 360 degrees. These ones here are a little bit harder. So vertically opposite. So angles here A and A, they're the same, and B are the same. Perpendicular angles meet at 90 degrees. So you can see here line AB is perpendicular to line CD, and perpendicular lines are given by this symbol here. All right, so in this table, I'll go through some of them, but not all of them. Okay, so probably don't need the pen. Let's just see. Okay, so I want you to think about, well, what type of angle are we looking at here? Complementary, supplementary, revolution, or vertically opposite? So basically we've got 90, 180, 360, or the opposite angle. So the first one here is at a right angle, so it's complementary. They're complementary angles, and remember complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. So let me just get my pen. Okay, so in here you'd write complementary. Okay, and here we have A plus 30 is equal to 90 degrees. So that must mean A is equal to 60. Okay, so we think about what angle adds to 90 degrees. Okay, the next one is also complementary, so see if you can do that one. The next one we've got supplementary. So this time they add up to 180. So we've got A, oops, let's just turn that into a plus, not an equal sign. A plus 45 is equal to 180. So what we can do to work out A is to say, well, A is 180 minus 45. And you can just do that on your calculator and you get 135 degrees. So you can always take away this other angle from 180 to get its supplementary angle. Okay, let's move on. Oops, didn't mean to go that quickly. Okay, so here we've got another supplementary. Okay, so for this one here, we actually have, even though it looks like a supplementary, we're only dealing with this part here. Okay, so we're looking at complementary angles for this one. And that means A plus 50 equals 90. So that means A is equal to 40 degrees. This one is our first example of adjacent, not adjacent, vertically opposite. Okay, so this angle here is actually the same as this angle. So A is equal to 115 degrees. Okay, the next one there is also vertically opposite. Okay, so the next example is our first one, that is a revolution. And that means that A plus 120 is equal to 360 degrees. And to find out what A is, you can just take away 120 from 360. So A is equal to, whoops, turn that into a 240 degrees. Here is a little bit different, okay? So we're looking at revolution angles because we're looking at all the way around, I guess, to get A. So we have A plus 140 plus, and what we have here is a 90-degree angle is equal to 360. So A plus, and then we can add those two together. So 140 plus 90 gives you 230 equals 360. And then you can say, well, what do I need to add to 230 to get to 360? I need to add 130. Another way you could do it, and you might just do this one again, if you like. I know, come on pen, where are you? I know all the angles have to add up to 360. So let's just look at what we have left over. If I take away this 90, take away the 140, I am left with A. Okay, so I'm basically doing the same thing. So 360 take away 90 gives you 270, and then take away 140. So 270 minus 140 equals A, and then 270 minus 140 is 130 equal to A. So you can do it that way as well. All right, moving on to the next one. So we're getting to a few harder ones here. Now, you can kind of just see in here, and this is a hint, that we have a 90-degree angle in there. So that means we're looking at complementary angles. And that means we have A plus 30 plus 30 is equal to 90. So A plus 60 equals 90. And what do you add to 60 to get to 90? You add 30. So A is equal to 30. So you can see here we have 30, and A is also 30. And you can kind of see it's quite even. The next one is supplementary. And remember, they add up to 180. So this time we have A plus 40 plus 65 equals 150. Oh my gosh, 180, sorry. I'm thinking ahead. A plus 105 equals 180. And then to find out the difference, you can just say 180 minus 105. So A is equal to 75. So these ones are a little bit harder. Now, if you like, you can do it the other way, like I showed you before. You can say, well, I know all my angles have to add up to 180, so let's take away what we have. I can take away the 40, take away the 65, and it's going to give me A. 180 minus 40 is 140 minus 65. And then 140 minus 65 is 75. Sorry. Okay, let's scroll down. So I might talk you through just a few of these. So here they have to all add up to 360, and we have a right angle in there. This one here actually requires you to realize that these angles, this angle here is vertically opposite to this angle here. So you've got vertically opposite. So A is equal to, you can see just in there still there's a 90-degree angle plus 45. So A is equal to 135 degrees. The last one, sorry, I was going to scroll, but it doesn't scroll when it's got a pen. Okay, so let's have a look at what we can do here. Okay, so I have a vertically opposite angle here and here, which is a little bit harder to see. So vertically opposite, so A plus 90 is equal to 135. Okay, so there's 135. There's a 90-degree angle, and there's A. So what do I add what do I add to 90 to get to 135? So if you need to, you can say, well, 135 take away 90 will give me that answer. I have to add 45 degrees. All right, let's scroll down. Okay, so let's look at these next two. So here, it's just requiring you to do a little bit of thinking. So I've got a 90-degree angle here, and I've got a 40-degree angle in here, and here is A. Now, if this is 40 degrees, let's just think about this. So this is going to be 50, and that means, let me just think, I'm going to have to pause it for a sec. Oops. Okay, sorry, I just had to think. Obviously, there we go. We've got a supplementary angle in there, so it's 180. So a little bit of working to go. So we're kind of dealing with supplementary angles here because we're looking at this angle here that adds up to 180. We just had to realize that this was a 50-degree angle in here. So A plus 50 is equal to 180. So A is equal to 130 degrees. This last one here, we've got complementary angles. Whoops. And we've got 3 lots of A, so we can say A plus A plus A is equal to 90. So 3A equals to 90. So what number, when you multiply by itself, multiply by 3 will give you 90. So 3 times 30 gives you 90. So A is equal to 30 degrees. So those are a bit harder. Then we do move into the extension questions here. Okay, so I'm just going to talk you through these because they are extensions, so they do actually require you to think about them. But we do have supplementary angles here. We've got a 2A and an A. So basically we've got 3A, 2A and A gives you 3A is equal to 180. Okay, so see if you can work that one out. This one here, we've got a full revolution. We've got 1A, 2A and 3A. So all up we have 6A is equal to 360. So see if you can find out what A is going to be equal to. This one here, we've got A plus 10 and A minus 10 is equal to, there we go, a 90-degree angle. So you can say A plus 10 plus A minus 10 is equal to 90. So see if you can work out what A is equal to. Let's scroll down. And then the last two. Okay, so this one here, we've got A minus 60 plus A plus 60 is equal to 360 degrees because we're doing a full revolution. And then the last one, we've got 2A and 3A, so we've got 5A altogether, gives you a supplementary because it's adding up to 180. Okay, so see how you go with that. I think that is the end of the sheet. Let's just scroll down. Yeah. Okay, so quite difficult, but do make sure you take your time to work through it. Okay, it's just a matter of saying, well, there is an answer that can be found. I just have to use my reasoning to work out what it is. And obviously some are harder than others. So work together or ask for help if you need it. Well done.